Welcome to a short video about setting up the Microsoft Authenticator app and how it can be used in a tap to approve method for signing you into your Microsoft 365. The Microsoft Authenticator app is our preferred method for providing two-factor authentication to verify you are who you are when you're signing into Microsoft accounts. Here we're going to use a combination of the computer and the mobile device to achieve this. We're going to first have to go to our Office 365 or Microsoft 365 account and then navigate to mysignins.microsoft.com/security-info. This page, the security info page, is where we can add methods of two-factor authentication. It's where we can choose our default method of two-factor authentication and where we can manage the devices that we've got attached to our account. For example, if we get a new phone, we would need to remove the Microsoft Authenticator from this page. It's not here yet, but it will be at the end. We would need to go and remove that and then re-add that for our new iPhone or Android phone. You wouldn't need to remove it or change it if you're just changing, if you've only ever used the text message method, because that obviously will still come through to your new phone. Alright, let's get started. We're going to click add a method and then we're going to choose the Microsoft or the Authenticator app. We're not going to use another Authenticator app, though we can. It just doesn't work as well and we don't get some of the options. So here we're going to start with adding a method, and then then step 2 is going to be add an Authenticator app. So we're going to get some instructions now on how to add our Authenticator app. We need to go off to our relevant app store or Play Store to grab that application. Here on an iPhone is an example of searching for the Microsoft Authenticator app in the bar, and the App Store presents the Microsoft Authenticator app here below. Now I've already got it installed, so I've got the option to open it. If you don't have it installed, you'll have the option to install it. Quite obvious. Alright, so let's move on from that and go to the next screen, and we're going to say add. We're going to click add an account. That's slightly obscured by the recovery notice here, but the recovery notice is just saying that recovery will be disabled on this device. It's just talking about this app. We don't need to be too concerned about this. We need to click continue to carry on, and then we will be presented with some more options. Okay, so we've decided to add the Microsoft Authenticator, and now needs to set up our account. So this is connecting our account that we're dealing with on the computer with the mobile device. So we're going to click next. Over on the mobile device, we're now going to choose a work or school account. We're not going to choose a personal account. That's a Hotmail account or a Microsoft 365 personal or family account. We're just going to choose a Microsoft work or school account. Work being obviously where we work. School could relate to a university or a high school or a primary school or something like that. So let's choose work or school account, and we'll choose the option to scan a QR code. Now, when we do this, the system will be presenting us with a QR code on the next page. So throughout the steps in here, if your authenticator asked you for permission to use your camera or to do push notifications, then you should say yes to these. These will save you time, and they don't impinge on anyone's privacy or anything like that. So just choose scan a QR code and we'll move to the next screen. Over here, our My Sign-Ins page is offering us a QR code. So we simply take the phone and we scan the QR code. It's very fast. You may feel that it's too fast, but sometimes you don't even get the code within the little square box. But I assure you that if you get through this page, it will indeed add the QR code required to your account and allow you to set up your authenticator. Okay, so we've scanned our QR code, and the computer that we've got signed into our My Sign-Ins page is now going to want to verify it and test it out. So this serves two purposes. It gets you familiar with what the tap to approve looks like and works like, and it will also connect the device to your account. So let's proceed to the next screen. On the next screen, we can see on the phone where our request to test the Authenticator app has come through to the phone, and we can approve or we can click deny. So let's approve it because we are testing it and see what happens over on the computer. Okay, so we approved our sign-in request. Our notification is shown here as being approved. This means that the two are now connected. The phone is connected, the Authenticator is connected to the account, and we can move to the next screen. Okay, so if we do nothing, then our default sign-in method won't change, and we won't get to use the Authenticator app the way we expect it to be used. So what we need to do is you're most likely going to have a default sign-in method, probably being a text message to your phone. What you need to do is click change and then choose the Microsoft Authenticator notification and proceed to the next screen. This is what the Microsoft Authenticator app looks like when you set it up for two-factor authentication without passwordless login. Passwordless login is discussed in another series of videos. This method that we have here, where we tap approve or we tap deny to grant or deny access to our Microsoft 365 account, is still very valid and very, very solid. It is used by millions of people every day, and it is a very, very good method of preventing unauthorized access to your Microsoft account. We do like to advise people that there are other ways. There are things called FIDO keys, which not many people use, but there is also a passwordless authentication method. The passwordless authentication method is shown. We'll show you that on the next screen. We think it's superior because on the computer there will be a number displayed when somebody tries to sign in. The user then has to think a little bit and choose the number that matches the screen. They don't need to type a password into any device to get signed in, and this, we think, provides a better level of protection because the end user doesn't type their password as often, so that generally tends to make them a little bit more secure. But what we've achieved in this little video is we've set our Microsoft Authenticator to be a device that can verify and control the access to our Microsoft data and our Microsoft account, and we've set it to be the default method, and it's a very simple method. It's a push notification to the phone where we can simply tap approve if we're logging in or it's a known login, and if we weren't expecting somebody to be signing into our account, we would naturally choose deny. The other method, as I mentioned, covered in some other videos, is passwordless sign-in. We'll get to those a little bit later, but for now, thank you for watching. I do hope it was beneficial, and if you like this, then please like it on YouTube.